Our top story tonight, we're less than 5 months away from Census Day 2020. And as that day continues to approach, many people in our communities are working to get everyone counted.
Yeah, CBS 19's Monica Ortiz shows us what your count means and how that number impacts where you live.
The 2020 Census Day falls on April 1st. The census goal to count every person living in the United States.
It has been mandated by the Constitution of the United States that every 10 years that we actually do an accurate count.
But getting everyone to count,
some people have a tendency not to want to fill out the census report,
isn't always easy.
People have always been reluctant to hand over a lot of that personal and confidential information.
Nancy Rangel is chair of the East Texas Complete Count Committee. As the 2020 census gets closer, her and the 40 members of the committee are working on educating hard-to-reach areas.
The very first meeting, actually, we went through every single hard-to-count group.
That data can be found on the website ROAM, also known as Response Outreach Area Mapper. Those hard-to-reach groups shown on this map in blue. The darker the color, the harder to reach.
The various area that they have broken down into regions, and it'll say if they suspect that it may be a low-income area or a high minority area or just an area that they suspect probably has more population than what has actually been reported.
For example, this is a map of Tyler, the up north region in dark blue. If you click on this tract right here, 2.01, there's a low response rate of 30.5, meaning the predicted response rate for this area for the 2020 census is 69.5%. Here's how those numbers might impact you. Filling out the census is how each state and county gets funding. One person not filling it out can mean a loss of $1,500 for that state.
Yeah, that much for every person who is not counted is what they're forecasting.
According to the Texas Demographic Center, an undercount of the Texas population of just 1% could translate to a loss of $300 million in federal funding. The state of Texas received $59.4 billion from the 2010 census. All that money was distributed to different counties. It means funding for things like transportation, programming, schools,
Medicare, Medicaid, the Head Start program, school lunch program, foster care.
when we look at grants that come into the state from Washington, the federal grants, that's how the county is impacted, because we want businesses to be able to get grants, we want our schools to be able to get grants.
Think about it. If hospitals aren't built, if schools aren't built, even businesses knowing where to locate and if they should expand, all of that has to do with an accurate count.
It also affects the allocation of seats, how district lines are drawn, and the U.S. House Representatives.
We will redraw our lines for our districts, for our city council seats.
What we did with the census data from 10 years ago is we looked at whether we needed to enlarge our actual precincts, the commissioner precincts. You look at whether you need to change your city council districts. You look at your representations that's in Congress.
All that's based on your population, and your population is based on your census count. We've got you covered, East Texas. Monica Ortiz, CBS 19.
Filling out a census can be done through email, phone, or online. For more information on your county and the 2020 census, check out our website, cbs19.tv.